New Weapons Channel. Today we're going to take a look at Russia's Radiation, Chemical and Biological Defense Troops, abbreviated as RXB. Radiation, Chemical and Biological Defense Troops are special forces designed to carry out a set of measures related to the consequences of the use of weapons of mass destruction, including nuclear weapons, and aimed at reducing the losses of personnel of the armed forces of the Russian Federation operating in conditions of radioactive, chemical and biological contamination. At the same time, RCDBZ defense troops perform a wide range of tasks both in wartime and peacetime. Today, the armed forces of the Russian Federation celebrate the 105th anniversary of the formation of Radiation, Chemical and Biological Defense Troops. The history of chemical and biological defense troops dates back to 1918, when by order of the Revolutionary Military Council of the Republic the Chemical Service of the Red Army was established and the first chemical defense bodies and units were formed. At present, units and military units of this kind of troops are part of military districts, associations, formations, organizations of central subordination, including military scientific and training orientation. Modern CBR defense troops have units and subunits of CBR reconnaissance, CBR protection, aerosol countermeasures, special treatment, flamethrower units, units for repair of weapons and CBR protection equipment, calculation and analytical stations. The troops are armed and equipped with automated control systems, special-purpose robotic complexes, unmanned aerial vehicles and remote CBR reconnaissance systems. The troops have unique heavy flamethrower systems TOS-1A, Solant-Sepek, and TOS-2, Tosachka. Thanks to the combat training and decisive actions of flamethrower units and heavy flamethrower systems, the RCDBZ troops provide significant support to the actions of motorized rifle units. Repair units for armaments and means of CBRD defense promptly restore weapons and military equipment that have fallen out of service. TOS-2, Tosachka, heavy flamethrower systems are being trained at the training center of the Radiation, Chemical and Biological Defense Forces near Moscow. The training of heavy flamethrower system crews takes place in two stages. At the first stage, the personnel perform training and combat tasks on the latest simulators, which allow to simulate weather conditions, seasons, change the types and number of targets, range and speed of their movement, simulate different terrain conditions, as well as keep a personal record of the training of trainees. Interactive simulators allow soldiers to perform firing tasks without using the motor resource and ammunition consumption of standard combat equipment. The practical stage includes an intensive training course at the training range. After passing tests on simulators, servicemen repeatedly perform practical exercises in the day and night. Upon completion of the intensive training course, the flamethrowers receive a class qualification. Military chemists also demonstrated practical skills in the use of reconnaissance chemical machines RHM-6, the use of modernized thermal machines of special treatment TMS-65, thermal smoke machines TBA-3, mobile laboratories and other promising samples of special equipment of the RHBZ troops. The cadets during 3 months undergo general military training and training in the specialties of the RCDBZ troops, after which they go to military units throughout Russia for further service and service time. Every year, the Moscow Region Training Center of the Russian Chemical Defense Forces trains more than 1,000 military specialists. New Weapons Channel reports for reference that Radiation, Chemical and Biological Protection Troops are special troops designed to carry out a set of the most complex activities related to the consequences of the use of weapons of mass destruction, including nuclear weapons, aimed at reducing the losses of personnel of the armed forces of the Russian Federation and the fulfillment of their combat missions when operating in conditions of radioactive, chemical and biological contamination. It is worth noting that the RCB defense troops are dual-purpose troops, as they solve the tasks facing the armed forces both in wartime and peacetime. In Kostroma, senior cadets of the Military Academy of Radiation, Chemical and Biological Defense named after Marshal of the Soviet Union S.K. Timoshenko, VARCDBZ, demonstrated a high level of field training and practical skills in the disciplines of combat and special training. In the events of combat and special training involved more than 150 personnel and more than 20 units of military and special equipment. Personnel showed skillful practical skills in the use of reconnaissance chemical machines RHM-6 and the latest RHM-9, the work of modern mobile laboratories KLP-1E and PHL-2, the use of modernized thermal machines of special treatment TMS-65 and other promising examples of special equipment of the troops of the RHBZ. At the Academy's training ground, senior cadets held classes on UAV control and adjusting artillery fire with their help, making incendiary mixtures and using them on the enemy. With the help of FPV drones, tactical firing from Alaska 12, live firing from handheld infantry flamethrowers RPOA, SHMEL, as well as a wide range of special skills in reconnaissance of contaminated terrain and liquidation of the consequences of man-made contamination. Also, future female officers demonstrated work with toxic substances in laboratories at the Department of Poisonous Substances of Foreign Armies and Toxicology. All about the American fighter of the 6th generation Northrop Grumman, being developed under the Next Generation Air Dominance program at the end of the video at the link. See you soon on the channel.